I also heard you say that there are some cases where men will perform foreplay to get the woman involved and still be denied access. And of course, I'm not talking about health-related conditions.
Right.
What should a man do in that situation?
Men need to ask if she is okay with outsourcing.
Wait, what do you mean by outsourcing?
Adding a woman to the bedroom or giving him a hall pass.
Oh, okay. That doesn't seem like something women will agree with.
Well, if she doesn't want to bring vagina in for him or allow him to get it on his own, and she won't give it to him, then she betrayed him. She scammed him, finessed him into a marriage that has no sexual reciprocation. From my understanding, men are not signing up to be monogamous to a woman who will deny sex. And if men had foreknowledge of this, they would never marry these women.
Wow.
That part right there.
Oh, yeah. His media is here for entertainment purposes. Yeah. We don't take it too serious. And I'm your host, Don Juan.
Shout out to the GOAT, CGA, all right, for inventing the marriage wheel. All right. And for those men who are married, who have been married, they know what's up. Your woman, your wife is going to pull the old bait and switch. Because you picked the wife, but she settled for a husband. If you like the video, hype the video. Let's go.
As wild as the comparison is, I gotta admit it makes sense.
Think about it. A prostitute doesn't have to know you. Doesn't need foreplay. She don't need a ring. She will always be hot and ready for you so long as you bring her bottom line. A man can marry a woman, give her provision, protection, children, and risk his life for her. And she will not always be hot and ready for him.
Wow. That's deep.
You can't argue with the nigga though. And if you don't want to get a man some coochie and then you don't want to bring him no coochie, that's like you not being able to cook, but then saying you can't order DoorDash. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, if you don't want to give me some and then you don't want to bring me none, you put me between a rock and a divorce place. Like, there's not really much else that I can consider because I'm not going to cheat on you because cheating takes too much work. So I'd just rather be able to leave and go get the pussy I want without worrying about having my keys scratched or my location checked and you pulling up at my new girl house. So
for 4 years?
What do y'all think?
4 years.
No.
Do y'all think that
one of them has been fucking somebody? I don't believe two humans in a relationship. They are both not having sex. She might not be fucking him, but she's fucking somebody, like, or she got one of them fuckmaster 9000s and he just been made irrelevant. So either
Or they both getting it in. But for sure, we know she is. Her options are really unlimited.
Or she doesn't want to have sex.
Yeah.
For how many years?
Y'all think
4.
4 years. She ain't want to have sex not one time.
Yeah, I've known somebody.
That happens.
Yeah,
that happens. Women do
but
that.
do y'all think that
I mean, it's really hard to believe that men really live through that. Like 4 years and you can't have intimacy with a woman that you sign legal documents through the state to be able to not have to worry about that thing right there, that one thing. If nothing else, that one thing. It's crazy. And what's crazier is men stay.
everything, in all aspects, should women deny sex at any given time?
roll over.
Ladies.
No, I don't.
There is no reason. Oh, ladies, okay.
No, I don't
I
feel
was
like you
wondering, 'cause,
should.
women. Yeah, I don't think so. You
No.
should give it to them.
Throw that ass in a circle.
Right. So my
couple
thing
minutes.
is a woman that respects.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
You should give it to them.
Throw that ass in a circle.
Right. So my
couple
thing
minutes.
is a woman that respects you and that is in love with you. She's gonna want to give it to you whenever you want it. Like she's going to. I mean, I'm a little different. I'm the one that's more hypersexual in relationships, but yeah, you don't need that extra. I hear women saying,
Okay.
"Oh, I need the extra foreplay," or make me feel good, or you can't just think I'm about to bust it open. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It don't take all that, especially in a relationship. Now, you may need that at the beginning of getting to know somebody, and they say I'm sapiosexual. I am too. But once I get to know my man, then it's all down here from there. Like if I'm cooking, you want some, yeah, get some. Right where I'm
Let me
rambling up
turn the
these
stove
words.
off.
In regards to provision, do you understand that does not lead to passion or desire?
Yeah, I don't think they understand it because they're things. Practical needs being met does not lead to desire. It doesn't work like that. What led her to desiring you at the beginning of your relationship was how you treated her, how you talked to her, how you opened up to her, how you romanced her, how you took her out, how you didn't stonewall her and block her out of your internal life. Like,
And that's the problem. When you give them too much, they don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate it. The more you do, in their mind, you can always do more. So breaking your neck to try to please a woman day in and day out, you're crazy.
that created that desire for you, that intimacy. Yeah.
Mhm.
And what
Yeah.
happens often is, again, because men think that, like, often you hear men say things like, it's wrong for wives to not have sex with their husbands because otherwise they would not have gotten married. Because the reason why men get married is for access to consistent sex, right? Which again makes women feel very special and unique to you, right?
Yeah.
Yes. It makes women so excited to be a wife. So
Yeah.
exciting.
Real quick.
But even then, if you're married and you've been married for a while, you know him inside and out. You could just give him some head and go to bed, honey. Get him on together, and by then you done learn how to get him where he
Good
needs to
night.
be. Okay, and
It
you
takes
need
30
something,
seconds.
I'm good. You need a sandwich afterward. You so sweet, and then I'm gonna go back to what I was
Fried
doing.
bologna.
Listen, and
Yeah,
you done made it look
you know
good.
what?
Put a little.
Sounds like Stormy has the formula. Say what you want. I bet she winning. She sounds very successful at what she does.
The key word is like. You can love somebody, but when you like a person, you want to do all these things. I feel like it just holds more value, unfortunately. And he ain't lying with you. I mean, if you don't like somebody, you don't want to please them, you don't want to touch them. But when you like somebody, it's like you can't keep your hands off of that. I want
My
you. Get
mama
over here.
always said, "What you don't do, another bit will." So she told me I better make sure I do it.
But
That's what my mama
right.
told me.
My mama told me the
I
same
agree with
thing.
you, Lakeisha, because if that's your husband, this is the man that signed his life over to you. You signed your life over to him. Why not?
Women don't care about that, in my honest opinion, Toya. Like, it's a fair question, but I don't think that they do. And sometimes I think that a lot men put, because there's an exchange, right? And this is generally speaking. Most of the time when she's arrived at what she needs, and from what I've gathered from just studying y'all, you guys typically need some level of consistency, a comfortable living that is adequate to yourself. You inject some kids in there, some hobbies, then your energy devotes now to the things that you're able to live, because our experience is very different in a relationship than y'all. The relationship is always about y'all from a man, typically speaking. But when you guys are with us, it becomes about the extension of us. So the houses and the experiences and the socialization, right? So that's what I think sometimes happens, because the fella, walk with me for a second. If you were to recall the time that you had the most exciting sexual interaction, was it when you had more square footage or less square footage?
Definitely less. I always say personally, the only true love a man will ever experience outside of his mammy, right, is the chick he had in middle school and high school when he didn't have sugar honey iced tea or a window to throw it out of, pot included. Because after that, the women have had experiences with other guys that you will always be compared to, whether you're greater or less. she will be comparing you. All right, the more experiences they have, the worse it gets. All right, it's like going in Baskin Robbins with 31 flavors. You trying to figure out what 2 or 3 scoops you're gonna put on this cone. But the reality is, we're never going backwards. It's never going back to the way it was. You just got to deal with them the way it is now. And hey, man, it is what it is.
Like, it be so rare that you have a connection with somebody that want to do those things naturally. As a woman, I'm not telling you shit that you should already know. You should know that I like flowers. You should know that I like dates. You should know that I want time spent.
Nothing.
If you live in the projects or you live in the suburbs.
You ain't have a place. You got a car. I was just thinking if that's what you guys would say. Something like that.
Shit, like you ain't need a car.
Exactly. And that's my point. It's there's something that happens when especially you got one and you give her they say the imperative. The woman gets the things that she signed up for, because I'm not convinced that men are that dope that you guys, even when you like us, you like just us. You like us and what comes with us and what we continue to share with you. So that sometimes, in my opinion, becomes the life you're living. That, in my opinion, does not make the pussy wetter. It actually up, because you're able to now live in multiple dimensions of your life, from your comfort, so on and so forth. So sex becomes secondary, at least in my opinion. It ain't like that for us. And I think that a lot of men that are in these relationships that are not into sex is because they've probably expanded too much of where she's getting majority of what she needs and wants. And he has not made it apparent that he not only needs her, but what he wants is also equally, if not more important. F all this, F what we got going on. You got to take care of this part. This is your job. Like, this is your job. And I don't really think a lot of men do that correctly.
I don't know.
I agree with True Table. Shout out to True Table. I agree 100%, because most men don't have multiple options. All right, that they can just say, all right, scratch her. I'm on to the next. Scroll down his phone, call or text, 2 or 3 other options. They don't have that. Because for one, when they get with a chick, for the most part, he gonna cut all the chicks off. She ain't cutting none of her dudes off. All right, we know that for a fact. She ain't cutting off her dudes. She gonna hide that nigga in some apps. Him and his D pics. And guess what? She ain't gonna give no cares at all. She gonna do her.
I don't know if that would be the case. I don't think that, when you give a woman too much, that she just, get dry and don't have the desire to please you anymore. I totally would say no to that. However, to the gentleman's point in the video, a lot of women either lose respect for their spouse. And once you lose respect, you no longer have that desire to please that person. Or they came into the arrangement with the looking for a provider and not really interested in or not in love with that person that they're marrying. Women can finesse and cover up to get what they want. So if I'm looking for a certain lifestyle or a man that can take care of me, and a guy that's, 4'11" come along and, he got a big belly, and I know I'm not attracted to this man, but he's offering everything that I want as far as my life. And I don't have to do anything. I don't have to work. All I have to do is just appease to this man that I'm in love with him. Then that's what they're going to do. And once they get that ring and that security, and they may keep it up for a little bit, but then after a while, it's like, well, I'm secured the bag. So I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it. Like, I'm not even sexually attracted to you, to be honest. Like, so that's where all those things come in.
Sex for us, are with men that we don't have any kids with, we're not married to, we don't share property with, we don't have to worry about anything else but in that moment, but that man and me as a woman, and we doing the damn thing. That's the best sex, is a relation that's not of any duty, any obligation, any we gotta check on the kids, any of, hey, did you get that car payment in? None of that's on the table. It's just man and woman. That's the best sex.
That ring and that security, and they may keep it up for a little bit, but then after a while it's like, well, I just secured the bag, so I don't feel like it, I don't want to do it, like I'm not even sexually attracted to you, to be honest. Like, so that's where all those things come in, and they no longer desire to keep fulfilling that man's needs. But I don't think it just
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Paris. Sorry.
No, you okay, baby, go ahead.
You made me think of who may not know, I was married for 2 years, and I would agree with you in that, because I was with my ex-husband for 4 years, but we were married for 2.
That's crazy. Together 4 years, married 2, then we through. Monogamy is an illusion, and all relationships are time sensitive. I am not here to debate that.
Changed, or I started wanting to freely give it, per se, like all the time. Once the dynamic of the relationship of me chasing security, I guess you could say, or chasing feeling protected and having to deal with like the attitudes of the kids, and it was so much going on that I felt like the help more so than the helpmate, per se. So I started to kind of dislike him. We probably went months. I can't even count. We probably went a long time without sex. Now he probably was getting it from somewhere else.
So typical. So typical. She's blaming him, right? She punished her husband. No intimacy, right? Because she didn't want to do her duties on her own. Because he didn't help her with her duties. It's not like he gonna come and ask her to help him with his duties. He gonna handle his. And he ain't gonna complain about it. The only time men complain about handling their responsibilities with their family is when they have an unruly woman. Outside of that, we're gonna do what we gotta do, and we're gonna keep it pushing. She deprived and resented her husband because she didn't want to fulfill her duties to her family. All you gotta do is let them talk.
Type of way. However, but it started going downhill once I felt a lack.
Once you stop liking him.
Right. Yeah, I agree. You're right. Probably when I started not liking him.
Right.
What you gonna see?
You know
Go
what?
ahead.
I think that's the other thing. Like after a while, I think I just got bored. I'm not even gonna hold you. I had married the man, and we were together for a long time, like 10 years. And after a while, it was like I could count when he's about to nut. Like we got 5 minutes. If I squeeze like this, he up out of here. I got to where like I could time it and then go back to what I was doing.
I used to say silly things like, where are all the good men at? Until I started taking accountability. Now I know I'm just an ain't shit ass bitch.
It was like, when y'all talked about marriage in the beginning, a lot of things when we talked about sex was about pleasing him, but not necessarily the other way around. I don't know that he ever had that conversation of how to please me. So once I'm bored, I'm just like, well, I'll do it. But I can count him down. I can count him down right to the minute. And I just got bored. So it just was like, I'm performing. I could ooh all the right way. I know if I gave you head like this, you're going to nut and go to bed. I count you down.
See, and that's
So
why
I
I
think
think
that
that
has a lot to do with
conversation.
communication too. There you go. Go ahead, Paris. She was about to land. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think that's where that conversation is missing. So when we get into marriages, we're not really becoming that best friends for our partner first, where we're creating those safe spaces to have any type of conversations comfortably. So if we establish that first, then it wouldn't be a problem if I'm lacking in an area because I already know that I can have these conversations with my best friend and it's not going to offend him or not going to make him feel some type of way. So it's just establishing that foundation of that relationship with having those uncomfortable conversations so that you can. And then people have to know that sex is like a top tier, very important in a relation. So that should be like conversations off the bat. Like, what happens when you get, bored? Are we open to this? Are we open to that? Like, do you like the, role play? How can we keep things spicy? Like people are shy or shy away from having sexual conversations with your partner, but that is like a vital or important part of a relation.
I gotta agree, 100%. But for the most part, I think men don't want to lay those rules out, and iron out those, very important preferences in the beginning because they don't want to turn a chick off and ruin their chances of getting them sweet, watery guts.
I was, married with my ex-husband and I was with him for 15 years, but never at no point did I ever stop desiring that man, ever. And I desired him so much, no matter what he wanted and how he wanted, when he wanted, he can have it. Because I had that love for him all the way until the end. So I think it all boils down on how much you truly love your partner and how open you are.
So why did it end?
Yeah.
You also
So
have to
I agree with you, Paris, but Story, we got to get back to you for a second. Only because you refused to have that said conversation. I can't see why you would not be pleased and not feel the need to articulate it at all. If you're not willing to have the conversation, then that says a lot about the communication that you had within that particular relationship. And one of the things that Darwin mentioned in the video was being performative, and that's a thing, but I don't think that's sustainable. And one of the things that Darwin mentioned in the video was being performative, and that's a thing, but I don't think that's sustainable. And for you to ooh and ah when you're not enjoying, you're giving out mixed signals. So even if something's wrong, not only you won't have the discussion, but you're masking the fact that something's wrong. So that even if he wanted to, he's thinking you're enjoying yourself. So he thinking he's doing his thing. He probably thought he probably wrecked that shit, but
Listen, we really got to bring back shame because this woman really got on the internet and told the entire world that she wasn't attracted to her husband initially. That's the kind of information you really could have kept to yourself because we didn't need to know that your husband wasn't your type. And honestly, that's information we never would have known unless you told us, which you did. I mean, could you imagine your significant other getting on this app and telling the entire world that they weren't initially attracted to you and that they had to grow to learn to love and be attracted to you? And I'm not sitting here saying it can't happen because of course it happens. Of course people fall in love all the time from things that have nothing to do with physical attraction. I'm not saying everybody's got to go find somebody who's they're the most attracted to and that's the only person they can marry. I'm just saying you ain't have to get on here and embarrass that man like that by saying, hey, you weren't even my type initially and I almost passed you up because you weren't my type. But I'm not gonna lie, aside from her embarrassing her husband like that, she really does have a good point. A lot of y'all out here disqualifying people over physical attraction alone. Which, hey, if you choose to do that, that's your prerogative. You have that option and you have that choice and you have that right. But then don't get on the internet and complain that ain't nobody for you out here when you ain't tried anybody who doesn't necessarily meet 100% of your standard.
Hit the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you like the video, hype the video. But catch you on the next one, man. It's just entertainment. Don't take it too serious.